And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Satellite imagery showing system down here south of Kodiak pushing up toward the North Gulf Coast. Next system out here to the west. They're pushing eastward into the western Bering Sea. A lot of clouds here over the interior areas and a general area of low pressure right over interior Alaska there. Sending one surge of moisture northward here, mostly into the North Gulf Coast. We're up to half an inch of rain fell today. And then this band through here brought some light rain into the northern panhandle and some of that moisture getting into the Copper River Basin. Some showers up here to the north and northwest, scattered showers back to the southwest coast there. Otherwise, also some clearing out here over the Bering Sea with some high pressure right through this area ahead of that system out here to the west that you can see has quite a warm front right through here coming in with some light rain, fog, and drizzle pushing in toward Adak, back toward Shemya, cold front behind it there. But a big area of cloudiness here coming into the northwest and western Bering Sea. On the chart today, there's the low center, 990 millibars, just making it onto the chart here at about midday today. And most of the winds, the heaviest wind and rain north of the Aleutian chain here in advance of that system. Pretty good ridge of high pressure, rather sharp there. Still pretty gusty north and northwest winds today, but not quite as strong as they were yesterday. And those will continue to diminish here tonight and especially tomorrow morning. And some showers here coming southward on those northerly winds. Otherwise, low pressure just south of the Kenai Peninsula. That front right up into the Kenai Peninsula there, northern or southern Susitna Valley area, back along the Coast Range or just up into the Copper River Basin, and then back down off the north coast of the Panhandle, bringing heaviest precipitation over the northern Panhandle, and then the heaviest of all along the North Gulf Coast, again up to half an inch falling. And for tonight, that low pressure area is more or less stays in the Gulf of Alaska, and the front redevelops back here to the south. The northern portion weakens as a trough and moves northward there. Not really going to lay down much precipitation over the upper Tanana Valley or 40 Mile Country. Some lingering showers along the Alaska Range all the way around down into Cook Inlet. And some rain again, south to southeast flow here will keep periods of rain from the North Gulf Coast into the northern Panhandle. Just some scattered showers over the southern part of the southeast coast. And diminishing showers here over the southwest interior, along with diminishing winds as this high pressure area starts to get pushed eastward by this incoming system there over the western Bering Sea. And we'll see tomorrow that starts to take a jog to the southeast a little bit and then push eastward here. So it'll start to kick the winds and the rain up, approaching the Pribilofs late in the day. Warm front rains, fog, and drizzle push into the eastern Aleutians. And then the cold front back to the west will bring another round of rain into the west central areas there. Dry with high pressure and partly sunny skies here from the Seward Peninsula into the Noatak, Selawik, Kobuk Valley areas, and along the Brooks Range, maybe even the North Slope. And still showery here over the southwest part of the state. And scattered showers here for south central Alaska, a little bit more widespread, becoming periods of light rain for Prince William Sound and the North Gulf Coast due to this front, still just south of the coastal areas there. And some of that rain will push into the northern Panhandle, just isolated showers down to the south there as high pressure ridges up in toward Dixon Entrance ahead of this system, with most of this moisture sliding off to the northwest. In fact, this low here will pull northwestward and come across south central Alaska Friday night, early Saturday morning, and move to this position by the afternoon Saturday. And so rain will start to taper off and become a little more showery here, but more persistent along the North Gulf Coast with continued southerly flow. And with the front remaining off the coast, looks like it'll warm up with some sunshine over the Panhandles. Could see highs in the mid-60s there for Saturday afternoon, lower 60s to the north. Otherwise dry here for the eastern interior, North Slope, on out to the Arctic coast with fairly light winds. And the next system here brings more rain into the Alaska Peninsula, changing to showers over the eastern Aleutians in the afternoon, ending for Adak and Atka all the way out to Shemya with possible clearing. Showery for the Pribilof Islands. North of there, Bering Strait dry, possible sunshine with light winds, St. Lawrence Island. up into the western Arctic coastal areas. A weak lower, or this low here, as it comes northward, will bring some moisture with it, producing areas of light rain and showers, Kotzebue Sound, Kobuk Valley, back down across the Yukon Delta coastal areas. And for the lows tonight, in the 20s for the Brooks Range and the North Slope, then back up into the mid-30s out along the Arctic coast. Mid to upper 30s for the Bering Strait, and 40s for the Aleutians, except Shimia, low 52. Lower 40s for Kodiak, otherwise 30s most of interior Alaska, mid-30s for the Copper River Basin, upper 30s to lower 40s for south central Alaska, and 50 to 55 for the southeast coast. Highs for Friday afternoon, lower 60s over the southern panhandle with upper 50s to the north. In the 50s, south and east of the Alaska Range, nearer into the lower 50s, west of the mountains there across the southwest interior. And 50 to 55 in the central interior, 30s to lower 40s, Brooks Range North Slope on out to the Arctic coast, and highs near 60 here for the central Aleutian areas. And for the lows, Saturday morning, again in the 20s for the North Slope and into the Brooks Range, with 30s for the Arctic coast, upper 30s for the Seward Peninsula, and near 40 for Savunga and Gamble, and 30s to lower 40s interior Alaska, all the way down to lower 40s for the North Gulf Coast, Kodiak Island, and 40s to mid-50s for the Panhandle, warmest in the south, and that mild overnight lows will translate into mid-60s there for the southern areas. Some areas could be a little warmer than that. Lower 60s for the remainder of the Panhandle, and recovering up here as well over the eastern interior, upper 50s, lower 60s there, and 50s all the way back toward the Bering Strait coast, with 40s for the North Slope and the Arctic coast, and 50s for the Bering Sea, Aleutians, and Alaska Peninsula.